Welcome to Thez Nutz Garage, and today we're at an undisclosed location in the great state of Kentucky. And what we're going to be doing is working on my 2014 Ford Fusion Titanium, and it has the 2.0 EcoBoost engine in it. And I had a check engine light that came on, brought up the code of P144c. Now that is a dealer specific code, and AutoZone or Advanced, it can't tell you what the part is that you need or what's wrong with it. But that's what Google's for. So I Googled it, brought up that it's a purge valve in the engine. What I'm going to be doing today is replacing that, and I have absolutely no tools to do it with. So we're going to see what these old fingers can do and work some magic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop the hood on the car, and I'm going to kind of show you where it's at. And then I'll take you in the house and let you, nice train action over here. But I'll take you in the house and show you what it looks like and how everything hooks up. And then we'll come out here to the car and replace it. All right, so here's the part that I have. And this is a part that I got off eBay, which is the same part. Like if you go to AutoZone or O'Reilly's, I guess maybe, and order this part, this is the exact same part. I'll put the link below where I got it off eBay, but normally, like at AutoZone, this part is $99, and I think I got it off eBay for like 55 bucks shipped to me new. Like I said, it's the same part that AutoZone sells, and it's not a Ford Motorcraft part, but really the only part that's bad on this whole thing is this purge valve right here. It seems like they would have made a quick connect for right here, and then you could have just replaced this, and I had to go through the whole hassle of replacing all these lines. But it also comes with a bracket right here, and what I'm going to do is this bracket actually slips out of this little connection right here. So on the car, I'm not going to unbolt the bracket. I'm just going to leave the original Ford bracket, and I'm just going to slide this over the bracket that's in the car, so that way it's just one less thing I have to remove, since I don't have any tools, and the only tools that I have are those picks. Now the way the connections work on this is basically, here's the connection. It's all plug and play. I guess my camera will focus on that. To release it, you just push these tabs in on the side, and this will just slide right off of the fitting that's in the car. Most of these connections are the same way. Even this one's the same way. This is the only one that's different, and I think this is the one that's going to be the hardest one to get to. But even then, if you just push these tabs on the side out, that opens it up, and that should slide right off of the connection in the car. So what I'm going to do is we'll go back outside, if I get this back to focus, and we'll start installing this purge valve. Alrighty, so here's underneath the hood. Like I said, this is the 2.0 EcoBoost engine, and basically the purge valve is right there, and it's got a line that runs to the back, and then the brackets here, and then it's got some lines that run up here and then down in here. The one down in here is probably going to be the toughest one to get out, so it may take me a minute. But what I got to do is take off this top cover. I don't think I'll have to remove this air box. I think I can just work around it, since there's only one connection behind the purge valve, and like I said, I'm not removing that one bracket. So that should be easy, just to slip the purge valve off, slip the new one on, and just hook up all these connections. So I'm also apologize for the shaky video. Like I said, I'm not at home, so I'm just kind of winging this, holding the camera in my hand, and I'll try to set it up where you can kind of see what I'm doing. Or when I remove this cover, I'll make a clip of show you where all the connection points are. All right, so real quick, we have a line that runs up here. You basically just push each side of that in, and it should just slip right off. We also follow this line back around. It comes down here to this T. This line runs back up in here, and this is the line that runs into the purge valve right there, as you can see. You'll see this little green tab, and that's basically like this other one. You have to, can't really see it now, but you have to squeeze that and pull it backwards, and that should pop it right off. Alrighty, so I have removed the air box cleaner. air cleaner here. I also removed this ductwork right here that runs from the intake down here to the air box. I borrowed some tools from the neighbor there, so I'm not just using my hands. Down here, we can get down here and look. This right here is the bracket that holds the purge valve on, and the way that bolts up in there is pretty tight. So that's why I'm just gonna reuse the factory one bracket. This is the line that goes into the back of the purge valve here. And as you can see, this little green clip, you have to pull this up from the top, and I was using a pick. And then down inside, you see the little green right there. That is what you have to kind of release on the bottom of that line as you're pulling up from the top with the pick. Be careful and do not break that line, because if you do, I don't know where it goes and I don't know how much it costs, but you sure don't want to have to go replacing that. Here is the electrical connection for the purge valve right there. And then just a couple of things I did too. I disconnected this line, which is this blue one, so that way it gave me a little bit better access. This line was, like I showed you earlier, went to the top. And then over here, I basically have this green line right here, or this line right here. And I've seen some videos, it's hard to get a picture of it. I can't seem to get that loose the way the angle is with my pick. So probably what I'm gonna do is just take a pair of scissors and cut this hose, since I'm replacing it anyway, and then be able to spin that around, so that way I can pull from the top of that clip and release the bottom. And then I still have one more down there somewhere I have to get to. All right, so I've gotten this one off, and what I'm doing now is I'm trying to, you'll see this little yellow clip right there. I'm trying to get that off. It's so far down in there that I actually can barely get my hand down in it. And what I had to do to turn that to where those little yellow tabs are sticking up is I had to basically shove the rest of the lines that were coming out of this purge valve down in front of the engine to get this to twist. So what I have to do is I have to put something on those little yellow tabs on each side, pull them back this way, and push down on them at the same time to try to push that clip all the way through, and then that connection should just pop right off. So I'm going to try to do that. Like I said, you have to be very careful, and I'm trying not to cut these lines, so in case I can't get this last clip off, I just didn't I could always put the car back together temporarily, but what I'm going to do now is I've got something long enough to reach down in there to push those, I think, and then I'll try to snap that out. But what I had to do is, if you was at home, you could get a long screwdriver or something like that, but I don't have a long screwdriver on me. So what I got is this knife sharpener from the kitchen. It's pretty long, metal. It should give me enough pressure to push on that. So we're going to use this instead of a screwdriver like you should, or some other specialty tool, which I do not have. So let me jump on this and hope that I don't break it. Alrighty, so I finally got that out of there, and basically I couldn't even use that knife sharpener. I basically just had to use this pick and go in from underneath and try to catch it right here and pull down. And as I was pulling down, trying to push these down, and basically how these work is when they're straight up here, they clip and lock on this little lip. You basically have to push the yellow tab forward and down, so that way it goes around that little clip on both sides. So I got it off, and now all I have to do is just basically the next one just snaps right into place. You don't have to worry about any of that. I do like it on the new part that it does have the clips that you just push in on each side like this. It makes it a lot easier to remove and to replace. But I'm hoping I only have to do this once. So I'm gonna put this back together, and I'll come back and show you what the end result. All right, so probably the toughest one again to put on is the one that's way down in there. And basically you just have to get it lined up, and then what I did was I had to pull these hoses up, back, and then down in there I took that knife sharpener with some leverage, or a long screwdriver would be better, and just pushed on the back of that fitting and put a little leverage on it, and it just snapped right on. The one here, it's kind of hard to see, but the one that's right there, it just snaps right on. And then, like I said, I've hooked up this back again. Got my purge valve there. It's back in there. Kind of see it a little bit, but it's in there plugged up. Like I said, I did not remove that factory bracket. I just reused the same factory bracket. What I'm gonna do now is just put the, I call it the ductwork for the intake. This, if that's wrong, tell me down below, because I really don't care. But I'm gonna put this back on, my cover to my air filter, my air box, and put the cover back on to the engine right there, and it should be good. And probably what I'm gonna do is let it drive it a little bit and see if the code will naturally go away, because that's supposedly if you drive it a certain amount of cycles, they reset. And if not, I'll just go to AutoZone or Advanced or something, have them reset the computer. All right, so now I've got the cover back on the engine. I've got everything hooked back up. What I'm gonna do now is get ready to start it up. But if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, go ahead and do that now while you're at it. We're gonna be having some more projects come on this 2014 Ford Fusion Titanium. We still got the 78 F350 I'm trying to work on, and then we have the 94 F150 we're gonna have to be replacing the engine in before long. And we got some other stuff we want to do, but it takes the channel to grow. So hit that like button for the video, subscribe to the channel, share the videos, and I guess this is a done job. So y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.